I think we're live. Dun dun dun. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody out there can hear me. Say that's probably the case. Maybe. Don't know. What's up, Arturo? El Creo, CMM, Albert. Hope everybody's doing well. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I do best, which is not much. Get this fired up. See what kind of trouble we can get into tonight. Well, Arturo, I'm not a dentist, but I'd say you might want to go see one if the pain persists. And you guys say I never give you nothing. That was free advice. Oh yeah, I was messing with some hitbox stuff, just looking some stuff up. What's up, Sess? Hope you're doing well, Sess. Any new pickups recently? Always interested in the always interested to see the kind of stuff you pick up. Very cool. Alright, that's out of the way. So, yeah, I wish I passed up on a UMK3 machine for like $450. That was just a couple hours away from me up in Columbus, and it was like $450. It wasn't in it was in usable condition. It wasn't in amazingly great condition, but it was playable. And I passed on it, regrettably. Yeah, it was back in like 2013, 2014, and then like 2015, I had a chance to pick one up. Again, it wasn't very far away for like 800. And again, I passed up. Of course, by that time, my basement was in a shambles because I was in the middle of remodeling it. Literally had no place to put it. I should have made a spot for it. No, I just passed up on it because I didn't feel like I had. First time was I didn't feel like I had room for it, and I really didn't have a way to go get it either. And then the second time was because I didn't have any room for it. So, hang on one sec, guys. I will be directly back in a moment. I'm gonna mute for a minute. Alright, I'm back. Let's go. Oh, that happened again. No, Arturo, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the price. I just didn't have the means to get it the first time, didn't have a place to store it the second time. But I do have a board. And at one time I had 2 boards. Let's see. Ooh. We got 2 cyber subs. Ooh, boy. Not too bad. Anyway. Alright, so first thing I want to address tonight. I'm going to address this one because it's a quick win. It's super easy. And then we're going to talk about CKK, and then we'll get into the rest of the stuff. I'm going to look at the timing on this on the select screen because every once in a while, get a report like on 2v2 that like a character doesn't come out far enough on one side before it goes to the before the character select screen goes away and they come in for the versus screen. See that happen from time to time. So there's one spot. And it's here. Hey, it's CMM. You haven't missed anything yet. I was talking about being remiss about passing up on a couple of UMK3 machines back in like 2014, 2015. So all you got to miss out on was me being all so no big deal. Me being all sad. But I do have the boards. I have 1 board. I had 2. I now have 1. But yeah, so we're gonna take a quick look at this, and let me show you the fix. It's literally a 1 byte fix. A0 2v2 P1 character 2. Anyway, don't know why that's giving me an error right now, but I don't just have to do. Yeah, may as well figure it out. Might as well figure it out. P2, 2v2, 2v2, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's definitely not really a problem. 2v2 P1 character 2. I hate when this happens. Move A0, 2v2 P1 character 2. 2v2 P1 character 2. Oh, it could be. Oh yeah, okay. 2v2 P1 character 2. That's... Why did that change? That's why. Ah! There we are. That's better. Anyway, alright. Let's figure this guy out real quick. So if we do something really stupid and we change that to like a really big number. That's not the right one. Haha! There, is that it, maybe? Nope. Oh, I thought I had it. What it is it's the delay after the last character's picked and when we move the screen up. I'm just trying to find that. There it is. I also want to try it. 2v2. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this right here, let me... So like this right here, there's really not much that like I can... Like it's very hard to reproduce, but you can see where Night Wolf is exactly where he needs to be. Rain just never comes in all the way, and it's difficult to reproduce that. But I believe the best option is to just add a little extra time for them to slide in. So let me see if maybe it's easier to reproduce if I do something stupid like this. Nope, but that's fine. Might need to also check the... Yeah, this will be fine. Well, who's in that select port? So it's rain, so it's not like it was near Scorpion, so... Okay. But if we change this to like 40 instead of 10... Yeah. I like that better because the announcer doesn't get cut off either. Yeah, I like that better. So that's going to be a simple byte change to 40 hex. Yeah, so you do it too short and it can... The other one I want to look at is the time being up. And I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. I want to do the same thing. This is annoying. Yep, there it is. Yeah, we'll change that value as well. And let's run that back through there. That's the only way I can make it happen, CMM. And I can only reproduce it one time. Like, I can't reliably reproduce it. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get it to duplicate, but that's the only way I've seen it happen. So I think adding a little bit more time will probably be advantageous there. So let's get our notepad. Oh yeah, I don't know if I showed this off. I don't think I made a video about it, but yeah, so the no corner pushback is reverted for rain, and Khan does not attempt specials now when he is affected by Noob's Disabler. He'll either just idle, walk backwards, or taunt. And he's disabled for 96 frames as opposed to 160. Okay. What do you mean the original change? Oh, the Reigns Roundhouse. I mean, you could. There's a lot you could do. You could also have it. I mean, I could have it pull in the number of combo hits, um, and drive it off of the number of combo hits. So if it's a standard roundhouse, then it would cause pushback for rain. But at the same time, I mean, the more I did it, the more I checked on it, the more I realized that it doesn't really affect rain, because watch this. He's right back in the corner. So it's not like it's actually doing. It's not like it's actually hurting rain. And since it's not causing the issue, I'm not going to really worry about it, honestly. It doesn't seem like it's worth worrying about. So, all right, so that easy fix is done. So let's save this bad boy. And let's get a look. Okay. CKK. Cincinnati Kombat Klassic. And that is occurring October 1 through, excuse me, so there we go. I'm just tapping this out because it's easier. So what I'm actually struggling with is how everything is going to be run, because this is what we're playing. This is what we're going to have, and it's very tricky to have 5 tournaments over 2 days because there's only one main stream. There's only, like, I mean, I have my one streaming setup. And because I have one streaming setup, it's hard to give enough time to the other events. So this is basically how we do it. So UMK3 is always 3 out of 5 and 4 out of 7 winners, losers, grand finals. 2v2 teams is 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5 winners, losers, grand finals. And yeah, you know, Arturo, the thing is about it being non-stop is like you got to give breaks to people have to eat. Especially when you're trying, and when it's the same group of guys all doing the same events. You got to be able to eat at some point. So that's the hard part. That really is the hard part. Well, MasterofMyUniverse, RC00, sometimes he's in these streams. He's been kind of taking up the torch recently for the online events. I don't think they're streamed in real time, but I think they're recorded and replayed and uploaded that way. Arturo, there are restaurants close by. Yes, there's plenty of places for people to eat. That's not the hard part. Sometimes as a tournament organizer, you feel like you're herding cats, and that's not an insult to any of the players. That's not an insult to anybody that comes to the events, because a lot of these guys, you know, we're used to seeing each other. It's the same core of guys, really. There's about a dozen or 15 of us that are there every year, and then we always have extras that have been to an event before. Maybe it's their first one, or they've been to a couple. Um, um, MasterofMyUniverse, I think he's RC00 on YouTube also. Um, but the more difficult part is, guys are, they're playing. If they're not playing tournaments, they're playing casuals. And sometimes it's just hard because you also don't know when the event is going to end specifically. If everybody 3-0s everybody, it goes pretty quick. If you have a whole bunch of 3 out of, if you go the whole 5 games, it can take a while. If somebody's having a controller problem or there's some kind of technical issue, and there always is. Um, there's always going to be some kind of technical issue that crops up. Um, but fortunately, it's going to be a little bit better this year. We got to be out of there by like 12:30 or 1 at night. Trying to get competition started at noon. Everybody's set up and ready to go at noon. So we have 12 hours, basically. We have 12 and a half hours Saturday, 12 and a half hours on Sunday. And it would be very difficult to squeeze in an event Friday night because there are some guys that just can't get there until Friday night. And I wouldn't try to force people to show up to an event on Friday night, make them spend all day traveling Friday, and then just come in and play. That would be kind of tough to do. It doesn't seem totally reasonable. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, there's that core group of us. We're used to seeing each other once a year, and that's it. So sometimes it can be hard to tear yourself away. Like, oh crap, it's my turn to play. Let me go get my controller. But let me tell you how that's going to be easier this year. It is the same place. Yes, sir. Let's do this. Let's open it up in Word. Word. All right. So let's do this. So this, hey, what's up, Noob Saibot? Noob Saibot Pate. All right, so this is how we're gonna do. This is how we'll do UMK3. As long as we have, as long as we have 24 plus players, we will do pools. If we have under 24 players, actually no, I'm going to change that. As long as we have 20 plus players, we're going to have pools. If we have, ideally we'll split into 4 pools, but if we have one of those odd numbers, then we'll just have to do like 3 pools. But even if they are just a little bit lopsided, it's going to, that's how it's going to work. So we would have like 4 times 5 pools. So 4 pools, 25 players. Each pool equals 20 players. Or we could do something like, 4 pools, 6 players, 24 player, etc., etc. So here's how we're going to do that. One thing that is important to note from the previous events as they've carried over every year, we've done our best to have some manner of seeding from event to event. So like for the doubles tournament, like we had the doubles tournament, and then we had the top placers got the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds for the next year, and it went that way. We typically do that for the main event as well, where depending on how you finished last year is how you're seeded this year. However, it's been 2.5 years. Well, at least come October, it will have been 2.5 years since we had a CKK. So all pool seeds are random. So the way it would have worked if we would have had a CKK in 2020, you would have had the top 8 players would have been, so 1 and 8 would have been in Pool A, 2 and 7 in Pool B, 3 and 6 in Pool C, and 4 and 5 in Pool D, and then everybody else would be randomly assigned to a pool. But now all pool seeds are random because it's been 2.5 years, and it doesn't make sense to do seeding like that. At least I don't think it does. And this is where I'm going to get a little corny. So those will be the pool names. Earthrealm, Outworld, Netherrealm, and Edenia. And as well as that, each pool has its own setup running identical version of MAME. And then to go with that, we have USB USB hubs, so we can have 8 controllers on each, so up to 8. Okay. So, and then how this is going to work. So we have 8 controllers on each PC. All players confirm connection to PC with controller. As in, you connect your computer, you connect you connect your controller to the computer, and you leave it there. Random seedings for the pool. 1 sits, plays 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 sits, plays 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3 sits, plays 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 sits, plays 8, 7, 6, 5. 5 sits, plays 8, 7, 6. 6 sits, plays 8, 7. 7 sits, plays 8. Let me rephrase this. Wicked Arcade, we're going over some of the stuff for CKK. And so this way, and one of the big things that really drove, I think, the decision to go to pools as opposed to just a straight up double elimination, when you have that many players, going 2 and out sucks. You go 2 and out sucks. You go 2 and out. It sucks. You played 2 matches. I think in 2019 there were 25 or 26 players, and for the guys that went 2 and out, they sat and sat and sat. This way, if you have 8-player pools, everybody's guaranteed 7 matches. And pools run 2 out of 3. However, play all 3 matches. So even if it's 2-0, you play the 3rd match. It can help in the case of a tiebreaker, which we'll talk about the tiebreakers in a little bit. So this is how we will do pool seedings, okay? Top 2 players from each pool. Top 2 players from each pool move on to brackets. Third place finisher from each pool moves on. However, this is where it gets interesting, in loser's bracket. So you'll have the top 8, and then you'll have the bottom 4. The top 8 play their first round, and then the losers of the first round in top 8 play the 4 guys in the losers bracket, and then you move on from there. So it's almost like I just barely made it in, I've got a long way to go to the top. So it's essentially a top 12, but slots 9 through 12, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, slots 9 through 12, so 1 through 8 start on top of bracket, double elimination. 9 through 12 start in loser's bracket, play losers of top 8 matches. Yes, you do, Truku. There's going to be some MK1. I'm doing good, Truku. Real good. Hope you're doing well. We're just hammering out some details for CKK coming up in October. First weekend in October. So October 1st through 2nd. Double check them dates. Yep, 1st through 3rd. What's up, Chardonnay? Cool, very cool. So yeah, that's how we're going to run UMK3. So as long as we have 20 plus players, we'll run pools. And the other thing to note, so since we have 4 stations, oh, I already noted that up there. Never mind. So this part, yeah, this will take a little while, but then we move directly into basically top 8, top 12. What's up, Calvin? Nice to see you. Because the other part of that is 20, 24, 26 player double elimination takes a really long time. And the other thing is all 4 of the computers will be attached to the stream. So I have a 4-in-1 switch. I have a 4-way switcher that will be connected, so that when so everybody will get stream time. What's up, phobophobia? Everyone will get stream time. Um, and so like when you have like a previous grand final, like 2019, it was Arion versus uh, Cienfuegos. So if Arion and Cienfuegos happen to come up in the same pool during pool play, then we'll show them on the bracket, or we'll show them on the stream. Otherwise, we'll just kind of go between them as we can, and doing our best to make sure everybody gets some time on the stream during pool play. So the top 2 players move on from each pool. The 3rd place finisher from each pool moves on in the losers bracket. And seeds 1 through 8 start in the top of the bracket, double elimination. And 9 through 12 start in the losers bracket, play losers of top 8 matches. And so the 1 through 8 will also make sure that it works out the way brackets should. So number 1 from each pool will play number 2 from another pool in first round. They'll be randomly assigned to make sure that we have, so like first place from Earthrealm will play the second place from Outworld. First place from Outworld will play the second place from Earthrealm. First place from Netherrealm will play the second place from Edenia. First place from Edenia will play the second place from Netherrealm. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. There we go. And so we'll do this for number 3 from, to keep some mix up in there. Number 3 from Earthrealm plays loser of 1 whoops. It's match 1. Dang it. Match 2. Match 3. Match 4. Number 3 from Earthrealm plays loser of 3. Uh-oh. Layout margins. Narrow. There we go. And spacing. Much better. So number 9 through 12 start in loser bracket. Number 3 from Earthrealm plays number 3 loser of 3. Number 3 from Outworld plays loser of 4. Number 3 from Netherrealm plays loser of 2. Number 3 from Edenia plays loser of 1. Yeah. Check my logic on that, guys. Make sure that that's correct. I think it is. Number 3 from Outworld plays the loser of Netherrealm and Edenia. Number 3 from Outworld plays loser of Edenia and Netherrealm. Number 3 from Netherrealm plays the loser of Outworld and Earthrealm. Number 3 from Edenia plays loser of Earthrealm and Outworld. Let's just do this, make it easier. 4, 3, 2, 1. Earthrealm. And then, of course, from there, it's just, you know, we move on. So basically, you have your top 8, and then you have 9 through 12 play those losers up here, and whoever moves on from this is truly top 8. So there you go. And then excuse me. Didn't get there in time. Sorry. Didn't mean to blow you guys' mic up or your speakers up. Rip your ears. My bad. And then, of course, we move on. 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7, winners, losers, grand finals. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Now for some basic rules. And these rules are pretty much the same for all the games. Rules. Winner is character locked. Noob Saibot is banned. Rain is banned. Then I've decided that we're going to put to a vote what revision we play on. And it would be played on public beta 1, because that's what's been out there. It's not reasonable, even though the gameplay has not changed, it's not reasonable to ask people to play something that's only been out there for 3 months. There's no gameplay changes by default in beta 2, of course, but it'll either be played on 1.2 or public beta 1. When I say voted on prior to event, I mean prior. It's not like we're going to take a vote the day of. It's going to be done well in advance. The reason behind this is there were some concerns, chiefly about, is there a chance NetherRealm / Old Guard Midway people / Ed Boon would throw us some sponsorship money if we were playing on 1.2? The answer is no, but the concern was brought up. And I think that may have been masking other concerns. But we've actually never played a CKK event on 1.2. It's always been Juggernaut. It was Juggernaut in 16, 17, and 18. And it was the precursor to Public Beta 1 in 2019. In fact, I'm going to note that. And I came in like 7th or 8th in 2019. Just throwing that out there in case anybody got any wild hairs about that. So I've historically finished better when Juggernaut is played. So I'll get that right out of your heads if there ever was a concern. I think that is, for the most part, a good coverage of the rules. Slow jab corner infinite is banned. I don't care. We voted on this in 2016 when the event first came about, and it has been banned in every event, every UMK3 and Trilogy event we've done. We've done UMK3, we've done 2v2 teams, we've done random select, we've done Rand per combat, we've done Trilogy, we've done all of it. The slow corner jab infinite is always banned. It takes no skill to do, and the last thing you want is a couple of cabals going up against each other, trying to spin them and then drag them into the corner, push them into the corner, or a human smoke player spearing somebody, getting them into the corner and jabbing them out. We're always talking about wanting to get new players into the game. And yes, you know what? That was something that the developers and the play testers, first off, they never thought that we were going to be this high level of play. They probably didn't think we'd be playing a game 25 years later, let alone at this high of a level. So they might not have given a whole lot of thought to this jab, 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 jab in the corner. And the last thing you want when you're trying to get new players into an old game is to stream a whole bunch of horrible tech. Okay? And I'm sorry, but if you are winning on a basically a programming oversight, not a bug, not a glitch, just programming that was likely oversighted in testing. Because I don't think, I'm not Ed Boon, I'm not John Tobias, but I don't think they really wanted you dragging your opponent to the corner and punching them in the chest until they fell over. I could be wrong, and I haven't had that conversation with them, but I'm willing to bet that's not what they had in mind for this game at a high level. So therefore, the slow jab corner infinite is banned. You want to say it's weak? Don't care. I'd rather see people actually playing the game, and if you're going to use a corner trap, to use the 1 2 1 2 1 2, use that rhythmic one. That takes some actual skill and is not just pushing somebody into a corner. So, yes. Okay, so, but yeah, the nice thing is in these CKK events is you haven't had a whole lot of like Human Smoke versus Cabal or 48-hour Cabal in the grand finals. You normally get like a Katana or a Nightwolf in the mix there somewhere, sometimes an Ermac. You do see Cabal and Human Smoke, but it's not exclusively Human Smoke and Cabal going at it over and over. And I'm not going to repeat my rant. If you have a problem with the slow jab corner infinite not being used, feel free to lose the match by breaking a rule, or feel free to not play. I'm not going to have broken tech in the game, and that's exactly what it is. It's crap. It's bull crap. It's a lot worse words than that. But my son is in the next room, and I prefer not to use that kind of language anyway. All right, so enough of that. I think that pretty much covers any kind of changes. So, like, even back in the day, um, you know, the winner wasn't character locked. Like back when they first started doing offline tournaments in like '03 or '04, even before that, I'm sure. But we've always done winner sticks with their character. That's a pretty standard practice across fighting games. So Noob's banned, Rain's banned if we're using UMK3 Plus, obviously, and that's because they weren't available for use in the originals. In 1.2, Noob Saibot, he's out there, but you have to use a MAME cheat to play as him. There is no way to access him in Revision 1.2 on arcade hardware. There's just no way to do it. And Slow Jab Corner Infinite being banned, winner character lock. Okay, that works. I believe that's it. I mean, if you want to, if you want to, if you want to get Cyrax out against Nightwolf, you know what? That's on you. If you want to get a robot ninja like the red trash can against Human Smoke, that's on you. You know that it's a bad matchup. Well, Sector doesn't have a good matchup versus anybody to begin with. But if you want to get Sector or Cyrax out against a Human Smoke or an Ermac, where you know that the relaunch happens, that's on you. If you try to spin Classic Sub-Zero with Cabal in the corner and Sub-Zero relaunches you coast to coast, that's on you. All right. I think I have thoroughly alienated about half of the stream monsters with that little rant, so we'll just move on. All right, winner's character log. Blah 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 blah. Juggernaut revision. Blah blah blah. There you go, Truku. That's what I'm talking about. So I don't think we're going to be securing any sponsorship from NetherRealm. I haven't reached out, but I mean, excuse me, they barely care about a game that's 2 years old. I don't think they're going to care about a game that's 25. Could be wrong, but it is what it is. Okay. So UMK3 2v2 teams. So this, in case you guys haven't checked it out, 4 players, 4 polyers, 4 players, teams of 2. And this is going to be a straight double elimination. This is going to be played on Public Beta 1. 4 players, teams of 2. Random seedings. Hang on a sec. The beverage of choice. I'm a little bit late on that. The beverage of choice is Members Mark from Sam's Club. Sparkling water. The flavor being peach nectar. It is a flavored sparkling water beverage with other natural flavors. Zero sugar, zero calories, zero sponsorship. It's just what I grabbed to drink. It does have 5 essential vitamins, though, along with all of the other artificial crap. So that means it's okay. It's also a little bit after 11, so you know what time it is. Yes, obviously. Because again, these tournaments are the way that the game was originally played. I mean, you could essentially do teams of 2 on the arcade cabinet, and then when your guy gets knocked out, you just step back, and the other guy sidesteps onto the steps on to where you were, so he has the control panel. So 4 players, teams of 2, random seedings, because again, we haven't played a tournament in 2.5 years. There's no reason to have seedings from the previous years. So again, it's double elimination. 2 out of 3 brackets. 3 out of 5. Winners, losers, grand finals. And the reason we do 2 out of 3 is because it's 2v2 and it takes a little bit longer. So even when you only start with like 8 teams, it still goes for a while because you have 2v2 as opposed to 1v1. It takes longer anyway. It's basically playing um, 3 out of 5. It's like probably playing a first to 5 as opposed to a first to 3. No, we're getting there, Phobophobia. This is 2v2. This is UMK3. We're getting there. Don't worry. I promise. Here it comes. MK Trilogy. Let's just start us a new page. MK Trilogy. N64. Oh yeah, I guess there's some other rules here. Big important thing. Controllers. I had somebody tell me one time, right, not tell me, I had one player ask me one time if he could map his analogs. I said, well, yeah, you can map one of your analogs. That's fine. He said, oh, so I can map my digital and my analog. And I said, no. You can map one. And he got into this kind of argument like, well, that's how I play. I can't do my instant air fireballs if I can't map one of my analogs. I'm like, I know we use emulation. And the reason the game is as big as it is for a 25-year-old game in this situation is because of the various ports of emulation. It started out, Xbox Live Arcade on the 360 back in 2000. Was it 2006? And then 2011, 2012, or 2009, you had MK2 uh, on PSN. And then 2011, 2012, whenever it was, you had MK Arcade Collection, which had 1, 2, and 3 um, on PSN, Xbox, and Steam, sorry. Um, and those ports did allow for multiple inputs to be used. You had, at least on PSN UMK3, you had two analogs as well as a digital. I had one guy even tell me that he used his chin to operate the other one of the analog sticks so he could do his instant air fireballs with Cabal. And then I made a video kind of in response to that. Uh, Actually, let's nope. Window, doink, doink, doink. Oh, that ain't it. There we go. Cabal Instant Air Fireball. This is how easy it is, guys. That's it. That's all it takes. So, the main thing is, you're trying to emulate the game. Obviously, you're emulating the game. It's not hardware. But you're trying to stay as true to the arcade as you could. In fact, when it was brought up about, well, we should be using 1.2 because of dot 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 Ed Boon sponsorship, um, blah 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 blah, various other unfounded concerns and roundabout things. Somebody even brought up, well, why aren't we playing it on hardware? Why aren't we playing it on hardware and only allowing arcade sticks to be used? So that was a very good counterpoint. Like, how original to the game are we trying to make it, right? But because this game um, got to more people by way of emulation and various ports, it seems reasonable to allow control pads to be used. Obviously, we've had control pads at CKK every year. In fact, we tell people bring your own controller. So, having said all that, we do obviously allow controllers to be used. Bring your own. If it's probably the best idea to bring your own. Identify it somehow, and it has to be wired. Has to be wired. Okay, it has to be wired. Make that very clear. Somebody had a hard time grasping that one year. One button per input. One input per button. You don't get an extra run. You don't get an extra block. You can't map R1 and R2 to block. You can't map L2 and L1 to run. You can't have analogs. Or you can have analogs. You just can't use the D-pad as well. One input per button and one button per input. And that is how that works. If you have a third-party controller, bring a driver, because these computers are not going to be hooked up to the internet. They are running fresh copies of Windows 10 with, what's this thing on my computer? What is this darn thing called? Where to go? With SCP server, so you can run PlayStation 3 controllers. McLovins and I have extensively tested multiple different kinds. Third party, Xbox One, Xbox 360, all those controllers, PS2 with adapters, PS3s with adapters, PS3s, PS4s, some other third-party ones. We've tested them all. They work pretty reliably. The PS1 or the PS Classic that came out, the PS Classic controller works. You don't want to attach a USB extension to it, but it does work. Also, CMM. Bring your own Benadryl. You know, the funny part of that is in 2019, Friday, we were having meetups and catch up, meet and greet, catch up, casual, all that good stuff. And I walk upstairs, and like there's dudes there like chomping on Benadryl like it's candy, like enough to like put me to sleep for 3 days. And I'm like, what in the world is that? And one of them asked me, he's like, do you have cats? Yes, they're put away. Plus, the cats kind of go away when there's a crowd anyway. But I put them up. I gave them some food and water. Put them in my room. They had their litter boxes and everything. And it's like, I thought you might have, but I had no idea because like I can't smell anything and I couldn't see anything either. Like, well, my wife will take that as a huge compliment. But they were allergic to cats. And there were like 3 or 4 of them at least, just like taking Benadryl like it was candy. What's up, Biggs? Switch Online control, Nintendo Switch On. I have not tested those CMM. I have not tested those. And yes, if you insist on bringing your own lean, bring your own lean. I do not supply lean. So I think that basically covers. So 2v2 teams, 4 players, teams of 2. Same bands as UMK3. 4 players, teams. Here's the important thing. Winners are character locked, not order roster locked. So, say for example, I'm playing Human Smoke, and I'm getting bodied, but my partner Ziggy has a pretty good look with Sindel. We won, but and I went first. I was the first character I was the first player to select. We win the match. I still have to be Human Smoke. He still has to be Sindel, but he can go first in the lineup next time. I don't have to go first in the next match just because I picked first last time. So they're character locked, but you're not order or roster locked. Random seedings, again. Double elimination, makes sense. 2 out of 3 brackets, 3 out of 5 winners, losers, grand finals. Pretty simple. MK Trilogy N64. Alright, Phobophobia, here you are. MK Trilogy N64. 3v3. Three v 3 mode. Played on N64 hardware. This is another one where you don't actually have to bring your own controller, but you're more than welcome to. Same deal though, right? One button per input, one input per button. I think like the stock configuration you have 2 blocks and 2 runs. We just go into configuration and you configure everything so that you have 1 button per input, 1 input per button. We don't have, nobody's standing there trying to enforce not using the analog and the digital stick at the same time. I don't think I've ever seen anybody reliably use the analog stick in high-level play. So that is what it is. Nobody's going to be standing there enforcing it. We kind of trust that you're gonna obey the rules. I don't remember if the slow jab exists in MKT on the N64. I think it might play too fast for that. But it's banned here too, if it exists. Noob Saibot is banned. Rain is good. Noob is banned because he's broken as heck. Again, the winner is character locked, but not order or roster locked. So, like, again, if I've got, what do I have going? If I've got, like, Human Smoke, Ermac, and Classic Sub, and I win the match, I still have to use Human Smoke, Classic Sub, and Ermac, but I could go Ermac, Human Smoke, Classic Sub. It doesn't matter. As long as I pick the same 3 characters, it doesn't matter what order I pick. That's how that's going to work. Chameleon, if you want to if you're into punishing yourself like that, by all means pick Chameleon. She's on the character select screen. She's not broken like Noob. She just sucks. I think that pretty much covers the N64 stuff. Play it on N64 hardware. I better put that in there. So all the characters are available on the select screen. That's a good point to bring that up, Truku. The other thing is all controllers are welcome. We don't discriminate based on first or third party controllers. I think Shock had a custom N64 arcade stick built, so it had like the MK layout, but it was hooked up as an N64 controller. I mean, if you have a way of taking a PS1 or a PS2 controller and having some kind of adapter set up to allow you to use it on the N64, as long as it doesn't fry the N64, I've got no problem with it. I think that about that pretty much covers N64 trilogy. The bill. Yes. You know what? I know they're very situational in how you pick them. Shoot, I didn't even know you could pick them in 2v2 and 3v3. Usually the way it works is if they're not on the character select screen, they're banned. And sometimes even if they are on the character select screen, noob, they're banned anyway. Or if they're not accessible on every stage, they're not broken, etc., etc. But I'll go ahead and throw that in there. Otherwise, MasterofMyUniverse is going to show up and be like, hey, pick the Wasteland. Yeah, let's do the Wasteland stage. And then bang, out comes, was it Motaro? I'm just giving you a hard time. I mean, I don't know any Motaro mains myself, but they may exist. Oh, good call, CMM. Winner is character locked, but not roster locked. No. Samesies. You cannot have 3 Cabals. That sounds like a personal problem anyway. Should probably mention that here. Teams may pick same characters. And this has happened in the past, so must have partner, no going it alone. If you do not have a partner, we will find you one. We had a few guys that, like, the first year, and this has happened too, so we've had it happen where partners have had to leave, like we've come up on their time, you know, when they had to leave to get back to their lives outside of MK. Yeah, Biggs can tell you about that. CMM 3 Molinas would they would run through everybody. So yeah, you cannot enter alone, but you can finish alone if your partner has to leave. And then you cannot sign up by yourself. We had this happen too. The guy that entered by himself, he wanted to pick twin cabals, and we said no. Teams may there we go. It's just funny how you kind of run into some of this stuff. I mean, like, you don't want to say... You don't want to say, like, just making it up as you go along, but at the same time, sometimes you do have to really think about things logically. Maybe not make it up as you go along, but, you know, figure it out as you go along. But we've had all of these, we've had a bunch of these different things happen. So you must go in with a partner. You cannot go it alone. If your partner, for whatever reason, does have to leave, or they get nervous, they get sick, they throw up on their controller and they short it out and they can't play anymore because nobody else wants them barfing on their controller, then yes, you can continue on your own. But if you must continue on your own, you cannot pick the same character twice. Random seedings, double elimination. Okay. Hey man, MK is serious business, alright? It could happen. So Trilogy N64 3v3 mode, played on N64 hardware. People had, and the reason I say it's played on N64 hardware, that's what we did. So like we did like a little exhibition of it. Truku, if you're still in here, man, why don't you throw up some of the links to those videos from 2016 and excuse me. throw up some of the. That's probably not the right word after just talking about somebody barfing on their controller. Why don't you post up some of the links if you can to some of the 2016 trilogy videos that you recorded. You actually recorded it using a VCR. That was pretty awesome. That was like the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. Um, but we did a little trilogy exhibition in 2016. We had a tournament in 17, 18, and 19. I still feel bad almost 2.5 years later that we started the MK Trilogy tournament Saturday and we didn't end it until Sunday night. I felt terrible about that. The game performed a fatality. That's funny. Combarf. Um, but I think that covers all of the possible. Oh yes. Anyway, somebody brought up one time. True see it. He might have to like break the link or something. I might have one of those stupid things where you can't post links in the chat. I don't know. I haven't I haven't looked at my chat settings in a long time. Um, Somebody mentioned, I think for the 2019 tournament, like why can't we run it on Mupen or whatever other emulators are out there? It's like, well, we've run it on hardware in the past, and we're going to, it's the right thing to do to continue to run it on hardware. And I understand that, it's easier to play on the controller that you're more familiar with, but putting it on N64 hardware, kind of everybody kind of levels the playing ground a little bit to where, okay, we're all using the same kind of controller, and it's not the most optimal for MK, but it is what it is. I don't know why it's not coming up, and of course I can't. I wonder if you can do it as a moderator or if I can do it. Awesome. Thank you guys. Outstanding CMM. Yeah, check out those videos. That's what we did in 2016. It was just kind of like whoever wanted to play, come up, and if you won, you stuck around. If you lost, you were out. But that sparked man, Trilogy's pretty fun. We knew that anyway. It's like Trilogy's pretty fun. We should actually have a Trilogy tournament. So we have that as a tournament at the event. MK2. This is one that has conflicted me in the past because we ran it last year. Last year we didn't run anything last year. We ran it in 2019. We ran it on hardware, and I know that presented a little bit of a rift. And the other part of it was we ran it on hardware because I think we had another tournament running concurrently. And that's the thing, is when you have 5 tournaments, you're going to have to have events run concurrently at some point, because you have a total of 24 hours across 2 days to get 5 tournaments in. And so putting it on hardware, it does make things a little bit more streamlined. Same thing for MK1. We talked about having that on hardware. Of course, the problem with that is it doesn't make it the most optimal to stream. So it is not easy to do like any of this. The only problem with MK2 and MK1. So I know that's far from optimal, and I don't really have right. And yeah, this is the biggest part, because people talk about having other games available, right? Other than just the UMK3 games. Um, and it's hard because like you have one group of people that's really hardcore about playing on hardware, and then you have another group, and it's almost splintered. It's almost fractured, like right down the middle. Like you have another group that wants to play it on, either play it on emulation so that they can use a pad, or they want to have adapters hooked up, which, I mean, if Jesse wants to hook up adapters, that's totally fine with me. More power to him. But I'm not going to expect Jesse at Arcade Legacy. I'm not going to expect him to connect, spend the money to connect controller or to connect adapters up to his machines, because you do run a risk of potentially frying something in a very expensive piece of hardware. Um, so at least for now, we'll have to TBA that. Well, unfortunately, we'll have to TBA that. But we're gonna play this on. I think at Jesse's. I think at Arcade Legacy. He's got Beta 2. Oh boy. UMK3 Plus Beta 2. All options off. Played as gameplay the same as 3.1. And then this is going to be, these games are kind of shorter formats. They don't move as fast. So same thing, right? Character locked. Winner. Winner is character locked. Whether there's hardware or emulation. One button per input, one input per button. Pretty typical stuff there. And then double elimination. Elimination. And then the same thing, 2 out of 3 brackets. 3 out of 5. Losers. Make that interesting. Kind of mix up the format a little bit. Oh, excuse me. What do you guys think of that? I think that's pretty good for MK2. And we'll do the same thing for MK1. Wow. No. MK2 plus. Public beta 2. Oops. And then the same thing here. It'll be played on, is it 5.0 or whatever? Kind of, if we have it on hardware, it's kind of at the mercy of what Jesse has. Pretty much typical standard rules. Of course, these are also assuming that we will have markedly less players for each tournament. If we do get into the higher numbers, we might have to go to pools, but I really don't anticipate that happening. So as far as the schedule goes, don't know the venue for this one yet. I'm going to have a 2-month-old kid. No, wait a minute. I'm going to have a 2-month-old kid at home. So, as well as a 13-month-old kid at home. So, it probably will not be here like it was in 2019. We've had it at McLovin's place in the past. I will ask McLovin's if that is cool. again. And if it is, it is. If it's not, we will find somewhere to go. So Saturday, UMK3 1v1 main event. And ideally, after that event is over, MK Trilogy. Oh, definitely CMM. I was actually gonna elaborate on that here in a little bit. MK Trilogy. And then probably and of course this can go on like I don't think we're gonna get to stream any of the exhibitions. Okay. Yes, sir. It's gonna be there. So yeah, that we're just talking for Friday casuals. Ren, nice to see you, by the way. Nice to see you, Ryan. Ryan. Um, yeah, we're just trying to figure out what we're gonna do for the Friday night venue at this point. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday will still definitely be at Arcade Legacy. And then in here also at whatever time it doesn't have to follow these events, but that's when we'll have setups out for MK2 plus beta 2 tag exhibition. And if Paul wants to bring some version of MK1 plus with him, we'll throw it in there too. Yep, if Paul wants to bring that with him, or if he's all right with me running it on an emulator, hey, you know what? We'll do it. Absolutely, we'll do it. Play some, play some MK1 tag. Play some MK1 plus. Absolutely. And then the MK2 plus beta 2 tag exhibition. All options on. So we'll, and we'll just whoever wants to sit down and play, do a 2 out of 3, do a 3 out of 5, something like that. Then let another couple guys get up, configure, and play. Um, just kind of something where we can all play and have a lot of fun on it for those games. I mean, I would love to see people busting out some Marvel combos in the with the tag options on. Like that would be pretty cool to see. So I believe that covers the schedule of events. Um, I am always looking for commentators. I would love to be able to play and be on a mic and run the brackets and everything else all at the same time. There's only one of me, and quite frankly, it's probably better that way. Um, so I will jump on the commentary from time to time, usually as the events run their course and things are getting closer to over. I'll probably hop on the mic for some of that stuff. Um, but we do need good commentators. So bear with me just a second, guys. That's the wrong button. One sec. All right, we're back. So yeah, we're always looking for good commentators. Just a few things. Let's see. Needed. We need commentators. Um, you don't have to be a great player, obviously. Um, you don't even have to be really good at microphone, on the microphone. I mean, look at me. I have a face for radio and a voice for text messaging. And my daughter's over here trying to talk smack. She agrees with me based on her laughter. Um, yeah, did you like that? Face for radio and a voice for text messaging? Unbelievable. All right. So yeah, we need commentators, and basically, so there's a few requirements if you're going to be a commentator. Um, keep it in the match. Keep commentary match related. Don't so like one of the kind of big things um, is when you have technical issues or any other issues like that. Like, there's no need to like harp on the guy that's like, I don't know, like he's standing there, he's standing there, he's standing there, but when it's his time to play, like he's suddenly nowhere to be found. Like that happened to me with one guy like 3 times a few years back. It's like, man, where did he go? He was right here 5 minutes ago. It's his turn to play. Where did he go? So, and if there's technical issues, don't make a big deal out of them. Don't dwell on them. Keep the commentary match related. Um, um, I think that's really about it. Don't go too far off topic. Um, keep the commentary match related. Don't dwell on issues that might arise. Um, humor is fine. Feel free to crack a couple jokes as long as it's related. You know, um, I had this all written up at some point. I don't remember what I did with it about needing commentators and some things that we would like. Oh yeah, here's another one. Language, please, PG-13. I understand that some words are gonna slip. Um, but there's a few things. That's it. Keep it PG-13. I understand sometimes some things are gonna slip out. No F-bombs, no GDs. That's it. Um, if you can do that and you can hold a functional conversation with another human being, which I know just coming out of 2020 the way it was can be difficult at times. But if this is something that you can do, you don't even have to know that much about the game. You don't have to be a high level player. Some of the best commentary I think was when Post and Ryan were, I think they were commentating something on one of the some of the UMK3 matches. They're not like super high level UMK3 players, but their commentary kept it interesting. Like I go back and I watch those videos, and like I see Dubson and Biggs on the mic. Uh, Drac was on the mic with Ziggy, I think, and like they just had those three sets of guys had really good chemistry with each other. So um, I want people to I want people to commentate, and then as I get people that tell me they want to commentate, um, then we'll have I'll kind of have a loose guideline of what times and things like that. So we don't have too much dead air, and at the same time we don't have people like standing over waiting for their turn, all that kind of stuff. Um, the other one was it More Smoke and GSP, I think. I think they're pretty good friends outside of the MK world too. They had some good commentary going on as well. Uh, Pretty much everybody that got on there was good. Just trying to think of people that specifically stood out. So again, yeah, commentators, we need you. Um, you know, keep it on the match. Don't dwell on any issues. Humor's fine. Commentate what's on the screen. I think I'm gonna try to do a better job this time around too, of keeping the commentator's desk away from the matches, uh, because sound from the matches sometimes bleeds over into the microphones, which can be bad at times. So so I think that works out pretty well. Yeah, I mean, by all means, if you guys want to bring something with you, I don't remember what this thing is. Hang on. It's a Senal, Senal. I don't know. It wasn't as expensive. It wasn't as expensive as the was the Audio Technicas. Wasn't expensive as those, but it seems pretty good. Um, Yep, so that's how we're looking, and I think this is a pretty good outline. I actually spent more time on this than I had anticipated, uh, but I'm actually really glad that we did. Actually, really glad that we spent the time on this. Um, I don't know that much. I don't know of any like bands in that are in place for MK2. I always thought MK2 is a pretty complete game as far as that goes. I know the Sonya leg grab infinite is something that has always been brought up at MK1 events, so that is banned, because I've seen it done, and yeah, it's pretty nasty. I don't it I mean it is a bit of a game breaker, and I, unlike some, are not followers of Dave Serlin. Like, exploiting game breaking glitches to beat other people's kind of bush league. Must you know if I could speak my opinion on it. So yeah, I think that takes care of that. I think that gets us where we need. It gives us a pretty good idea for commentators and the schedule of the games. I think this is a pretty solid schedule. So we get the main event and trilogy knocked out. The main event usually takes the longest. I'm hoping we'll save some time with the one with doing the pools into a top 12 situation. And of course, anybody that's eliminated, I'm not going to, I'm not gonna like twist anybody's arm, make them sit there and watch as people get eliminated. If they want to trickle over into the MK trilogy event, that's totally fine too. The only potential issue with that is for the purposes of recording or streaming. That might make things a little bit tough as far as that goes. I don't know if Truku, if you're still out there, how you want to, because the MK trilogy thing, whenever you brought that sweet recording equipment in 2016, I always thought that was like mad cool. So if you want to do some kind of recording like that, and we can upload it later, um, shoot, maybe even get a couple guys to commentate on it afterwards, or however we want it done. Whatever the consensus is as far as that goes. It's just with Trilogy being on hardware, I don't know that I have a good. Um, I don't know if I have a good. Um, I don't have a good recording setup for RCA inputs. So, oh wow, there you go. So yeah, that might just be the best idea, to do Trilogy that way. But we will definitely make sure that we get Trilogy done on Saturday. Like, no matter what, Trilogy will get done. Nice thing about having N64s is if we have to like run them back to McLovin's house or something and finish them that way, we can still do it. But we are going to get UMK3 and Trilogy done, so that we can make sure, uh, basically, out of respect for Trilogy, because Trilogy almost every year has kind of gotten the short end of the stick as far as tournament goes. And I don't want to do that again. So, yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up talking about CKK. I spent a lot of time on that, more time than I intended, but that's okay. So let's go to a bug fix. You guys want to fix a bug? I'll try to fix a bug. We'll try to fix a bug. So let's see. So this is a fun one to try. This would be a fun one to try to find. What else we got? We fixed that one. Okay. Let's look at this one. This happens with Classic Sub-Zero's Ice Spike and Jade's, whatever that thing is. And so, okay, so it happens with a robot. The robot's palette gets all kinds of mumbo jumboed. So let's get a look and see. All right. So yeah, let's take a look. I usually never do, Uncle Shao. Let's use Cyrax. Cyrax! I wonder if, oh. I totally muffed the code on that one. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we can make it happen. Hey, first try. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Got it on the first try. And I don't know if any of you guys can verify that happens on hardware. I would presume it does. Uh, I would presume it does happen on hardware, but I can't say 100% for sure. But if any of my hardware guys can verify that that happens, that would be awesome. So let's see. Excuse me. Alright, so we want to look at his control thread here, or his object thread, sorry. Because I bet if we change this to like okay. Let me show you. Series 707. That one wasn't so bad. Of course, now I'm not going to be able to make it happen. There it is. No, it can be on any stage, Ryan. There we go. So this palette reference gets messed up. Oh, sweet. It's also very possible CMM. Oh, he's swinging for the fences. Ooh, that's not polite. There we go. That's one thing I also don't like, is they don't go into like that falling. I might fix that. Here we go. Down I come. Bleh. Of course, it doesn't work when I... Figures. I didn't see how he came. And of course. I'm not sure what happened there. And this happens with Jade too. I know I've got that in here. There's something in here for the Jade Fatal. That's just perfect. Let me switch it over to Jade. Jade. Hey. What's her fatality? I forget. If anybody has the input. What do we got? Run, block, run? No. Up, down, forward, high punch. Oh, it's the wrong one. Run, block, run. Okay. Okay, so it happens with Jade too, so I'm not a total dummy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this says Jade Fatal, so I don't know if this is the right Jade Fatal or not. Nope. But I know how to do it. There you are. Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, so it's this right here. So why didn't that run? That's weird. Oh well. Oh, it's there. 0, 0D70. Why didn't it stop there? Yeah. Oh well, not a big deal. So it's definitely here. Very odd. Yeah, it's definitely the one. All right. Oh, there you go. Yep, that's it. That's the fatal. That's the start of the fatal right there. Because that's the array. And that is C sub human smoke noob cybot. That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10. Yep, so that is the second fatality for Jade. So let's see, we're going to knock them up in the air. So we want to get to here. Hey, Peter. Actually, there we go. So this is where we get the takeover. The takeover is 1440. Getting some blood. We're getting some earth shaking. Let's see if I can show you. Of course, the car works for the mechanic, right? That one. You see how Cyrax is suddenly a Technicolor Dreamcoat of trash can? Thing I want to look at, because if we can change the vertical velocity, I'm interested to see if we can maybe do something stupid and change the velocity to maybe get him to come up a little bit, come down a little bit faster, not go up as high. Oh, that's perfect. So yeah, that's his vertical velocity. This is his horizontal velocity. So if we change that, he's like, we might go to the moon or something. There he goes. Might go up even quicker. Hang on. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. And so we know why that is. So one of the things that you guys noticed was when we did this. So once he reaches a certain point, it's putting him into a different animation. So we could do this a couple different ways. So this right here, I think, is what changes the animation. Like the frame. Okay. So let's change this to like, I don't know, A9 equals 0. Should come down in his idle stance, like his fighting stance. Or not. So if we do this, okay. A9 equals 1E. Okay. Alright, so that's what that's doing. So if we can go to the takeover. It'll be right here. Okay. I think we have that one set. Nope. Ooh, poop. 1 minute. Be right back. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Be right back. And we're back. Alright, so let's see. So if we go here, 1530. Alright, so we set that. Okay. Yeah, so that's where the takeover starts. And Cyrax, yep, he's there. Okay. Okay, P when A9 is 1E. Okay. So that's going to be the move right there, I think. Okay, let's try this. Let's find us a nice obscure area out here we can hotfix. Nope. 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 There we go. That'll do for now. So it's a waste. $402 B2. No, that was right. But we didn't really want to do it like that. Okay. What's up, RC? And we also then do not need to do this. Okay. Probably missing something. It'll probably derp it, but you know what? It is what it is. Oops. Oh, I didn't save any of. No, yeah, I did. There we go. Alright, so there you saw when we knock him into slow motion. See where he goes, oh, my leg. But then he continues. But then he stays in that. He stays in that frame. But maybe if we put this back. Let's try this. I don't know how that could have any. No. Why would you do this? Come on, seriously? You can't be serious. Oh, just locked it again. Oh, I know why that happened. I know why that happened. Wow, that set me all the way back. Let's do this now. State load. Now let's see what happens. And it broke it again. Alright. Whatever. Easy enough to fix. Oops. Oh well. Alright, almost there. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Now I wonder if we can make him move a little less horizontal. It's actually not as bad. We could do something stupid like... Bye! So here, I mean, it's pretty obvious that like he's going that way, but he's not really coming back. But if we were to go like right here, he's going like pretty much straight up. Let's see. Dooby-dooby-doo. Well, let's try it on another stage. And let's try it on smoke. Curious. Let's make this. Wait a minute. He's got a different offset than Cyrax does. Check this out. It's a different line of code there now, but oh, nice. Might actually be able to hotfix this right here and there. Right here and there. Right here and now. Alright. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. FFD6. 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, so smoke has a different offset setting, which is why so if we go here, that's going to point us to the correct, because we relocated the array. So FFE2 0B80 sends us to C4 170. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D. So if we change this to FFD6, right through the balls. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E. F 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, So now we should get him through, not the balls. There we go. Okay. Oh no. There we go. So, haven't been able to make it happen in however many tries it's been. So, by George, I think we might have it. So let's take this old array address and repurpose it for something. Hey, hey. Actually, I'm curious. What if we do this? If we can do that as a call, probably not. As always, I'm wrong. Alright, well. Well, we will get a new and the some of the sprites get wonky, or the palettes get wonky sometimes when Jade and Classic Sub do their impalement fatalities with the robots. So that's where we are right now. So impedal. Impulted. That's all she wrote for that. That's an easy one. I'm curious. We see kind of where he lands there. He lands about the same spot, so that works out. Okay. Well, let's see if that gets us there. So hey, you know what? That goes in as a factory fix. Okay. Let's see. Alright. So now let's fix subby. That's right here. So we can do the same thing. In fact, oh, that was a cute one. He got iced on his way down. Okay, so he exits there. Yeah, it's reasonable. Okay. So it's right there. But instead we're gonna say oh, oops. There we go. All right. See what happens here. Oh. didn't work out so hot, now did it? Oh, that's why. Ah, you dummy. Nope. There we go. All right. All right. Like I was smoking all the way to the very end. Blonk. All right. Well, let's move this over. Yeah, I agree. All right. I like that. There we go. All right. Yeah, CMM, I was kind of mixed on it at first, but I agree it does look pretty good. All right. Well, looks like we're like 2 for 2 tonight. That's pretty good. We are 2 for 2, kind of 3 for 3. Call it 2.5 for 2.5. Yeah, I'll see if I might enhance that a little bit. CMM, I don't know yet though. If there's time, I'll probably enhance it. But yep. Thank you, Ryan. So yeah, we fixed fixed 2 bugs. 2.5 bugs tonight. So that's gonna do it for tonight. We got a couple bugs fixed. What did we get fixed? What was the other one? The extra time on the character select screen. Fixing the sliding around of the characters if one doesn't slide all the way back. At least I presume that fixes it. And then we fixed Jades and classic subs fatalities for the robots so they don't get all crazy looking when they land on the spikes. And we got a good deal done talking about CKK. So that is going to do me for tonight. Super appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out, doing all the good things that my stream monsters will do. You guys are the best. And I'm going to go ahead. I am thoroughly Benadrylled at this point. So I'm going to say goodnight and thank you guys again for hanging out with me and watching. And I will see you next time. Take care.